Hello, today we're in conversation with Rebecca Parkinson. Rebecca is the child protection field worker at Embrace. That means that she works with families and people who are going through the child protection process. So I'm just going to have a quick chat with her today and find out a bit more about that and find out what sort of help she is giving people. Hi Rebecca, you alright?
Oh, yes.
How's it going?
Alright, thanks.
Good. So just quickly, if you could just tell us a little bit about maybe your background and how you come into the job at Embrace.
So my background is learning disability nursing.
Right, so you did that at university?
Yeah. My parents have been foster carers,
Right.
so I've been around children from various backgrounds with various difficulties, and I have had experience of working with parents as well, with the children in foster care.
Right. So do you think that's where it's kind of stemmed from, that you thought this would be an interesting pause for you?
Yeah.
That kind of personal experience and knowing that it can be a struggle for people, is that?
Yeah, definitely.
Right.
Yeah.
So the families that you work with, what sort of support do you give to them?
Primarily it depends where they are in the care proceedings or child protection. So with all of my families, I'll support and advocate in meetings with solicitors.
Yeah.
I attend court. I will go to child protection conferences, core group meetings, and then also in the background I'll be helping them with all aspects of their life: benefits, housing, debts, any courses that they need to go on, if they need me to speak to professionals on their behalf. That's the day-to-day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think, you know, you were saying that you're talking to people, you're helping people in meetings with solicitors, and, you know, that's obviously a big part of your role. Why do you think it's so important that you do the other stuff as well?
Because if you look at a family, normal family,
Yeah.
everything in that family has an impact on that child.
Right.
So that's where that comes from. If they're in debt, if they've got rent arrears, they're at risk of losing the house, they're at risk of bailiffs coming in. That'll all impact on that child.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
So it's every aspect they need looking at.
Right. Now, when I hear, you know, child protection, the word child protection, I instantly think social work and social worker. So how is your role different to that of a social worker?
Well, I'm advocating for the family, the parents, so I do work alongside social workers in that, coming from core groups and child protection conferences, the recommendations that they put forward, I will help the family do that. But at the same time, if the family have any issues with social care, I will be their voice. I will ask the social worker, I will tell the social worker the concerns that the family are having.
Right, and do you think that's useful for these families?
Definitely, because they often feel that the voices aren't heard. And if the children do get removed, all support seems to leave parents. So they've had all this support given from FIP, family intervention, social care, and then the children, you know, people working with the children going in, then the children get removed and then there's nothing.
Right.
They don't always want all that support, but sometimes they want a little bit.
Yeah. So would you say, like, as like a social worker, as a sort of time period where they'll kind of be in and then they'll be out,
Yeah.
do you not have that? Can you have a different relationship with the family because of that?
Yeah, definitely.
Right. So what sort of period of time can you be working with a family?
Generally speaking, it'll be if a referral comes through and they're on child protection, I will work with that family as long as either they're on the child protection, or if it goes to care proceedings, throughout the care proceedings process, and then I do work generally just a few months after the just decision's made,
doing it aftercare,
so that the emotional support's still there, whatever the outcome of that is, because they still need that, and then I'll refer on to other services to help with that. Because
obviously if they do lose the children, other things could happen, so they might need to change housing, the benefits might change, different things like that. Yeah. Right, that's great. So you work with families only who have learning disabilities, is that right?
Yes.
So the parents will have some sort of learning disability. Why do you think that it's so important that you work with these families, and do you think they're at more of a risk of losing the children?
Yeah, it's important because all the families that I've worked with who have learning disabilities do not understand the process.
Right.
And through no fault of other professionals, they get swept up with the system, and then they just go along with what the professionals are saying without sometimes challenging that
and actually understanding.
What so they need someone to break the information down. Hopefully I do that best I can.
Yeah.
So that they are fully aware of the risks that are involved if they don't do things that are recommended at first. Yeah. Because many a time you end up in court and they say I didn't understand it'll come to this.
Right. So they didn't actually know the sort of severity of the situation. Yeah. And by the time they realise, like, sort of they're too far down that path.
Yeah, and research has suggested that parents with learning disabilities are more likely to have the children removed.
Right. So if you are a family out there who has, the parent's got a learning disability, maybe they won't think to refer themselves into this service. So where do they find out about it, and how do they get referred in?
A lot of the time it's from social workers themselves. We try and promote the child protection project as widely as we can, and it is word of mouth.
Right.
It's family. Some families have told other families in the situation, and they can self-refer to Embrace.
Right.
But it's the majority social workers that refer to us.
Okay, but you can, a family, say, who saw this video,
yeah,
who felt like they could get some support from Embrace, listening to what you said, felt they met that criteria, they could actually ring into Embrace and refer themselves?
Definitely.
Okay, right, that's brilliant. Thanks very much for your time, Rebecca. Cheers.
No worries.
See you later, everyone. Cheers.